and miscellaneous fees another 5 grand. So you're sitting at what's that? 17, roughly 17 grand. So in your 100 grand minus 17 grand in the black right now. So your equity, your money is 100 grand minus 17,000. So you're sitting at $83,000. That is your money, not the bank's money, your money, not including the money from the additional equity that you paid down. We're not going to even touch that for right now. We're just going to give you straight numbers. So you're sitting on 83 grand that you don't even know exists. This is the reason why foreclosure lists are being sold, why foreclosures is such a hot commodity. The reason why foreclosures are a hot commodity is because you, the owner of your property, doesn't know the value, and you don't understand why there is such a buzz around foreclosures. Now, when the bank sells the house, if you don't sell it first, because you still have the right to sell the house, but you just don't know this, and so we're just gonna lift you up, homeowner. We're gonna give you a reason to be proud. Okay. So if you would only call them, talk to the bank instead of hiding hiding and not picking up the phone if you're in trouble. Some of the reasons why you're in trouble is because you're not talking to the bank or you're afraid. Take away the fear, calm down. You still own the house. All you've got to do is figure it out or get some answers. And that's why we're here. We're here to give you some answers. Okay? So, worst case scenario, and the bank decides to foreclose on you. They are looking for their money. What's their money? Their money is the 2 payments that you missed and their attorney fees and all miscellaneous fees, which is 17 grand. That means that if they sell the house for 200 grand and they get 200 grand for the house, they're going to take away the 100 grand that you initially paid, which again is less because you've been there 15 years and you made payments and you knocked the principal down. But we're going to forget about that for now. It's 100 grand plus the 17 grand that they're looking for. That's a very simplistic view. So you have 83 grand in cash that would be yours. That is yours. But you don't know about it. So you end up giving them the keys. And a lot of this happens to a lot of people. They get so scared and so nervous that they end up walking away from the house. They give them the keys, then you go rent someplace, and guess what? You're still on the clock. The home is still yours until they get the deed from the court, until they take you to court and get the deed from the court. The house is still yours. Now, you are taking ignorance and being nervous and scared, and people are leaving their homes, leaving the home empty, and going to go rent because of the stigma and the shame and, oh my goodness, I don't want anybody to know. Forget about all that. Who cares about your neighbor? All you need to do is stay in the house. There's people in court that have been in court since 2005, 2010. We are in 2022. There's people still in the house after 15 years, and the bank can't get them out the house because they've got an attorney and the attorney is fighting for them. But we're not going to cover that today. We're just going to give you the reason why the equity is yours and why there's so much activity surrounding foreclosures. So let's getting back to the example. You've got 83 grand in equity that you don't know of, and you're getting ready to walk out of your house because you've missed a couple of payments. And what happens when the homeowner vacates the premises? First of all, your clock is still ticking. they're still charging you interest payments that you missed, for monthly payments that you missed. So every missed payment is added on and it's subtracted from your equity. Okay. Now, when the bank finally, after years, this is not a week or 2 weeks or 5 weeks or even 6 months or a year. This is years, plural. And they finally get the ability to sell your house. Okay, sell your house, because it's still your house. And they only want from an auction, they only want their fees, which is the missed payments, the missed payments, if it's 5, if it's 10, whatever the number is going to be, and they're looking for their attorney fees. After they get that, the money that's left belongs to you, Mr. or Mrs. Homeowner. The money that's left is your money, but because you don't know anything about the process, the money sits in a trust account because they can't find you because you left the premises. They don't know where you are, and the money goes to the state. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the 83 grand, whether it's 50 grand, it goes to the state. Now, the reason why there's such a fervor over foreclosures between investors is because they know that you don't know the value of your house. So when the bank puts it up for auction and they're looking for minimum the amount of money that you couldn't pay. So say for instance your payments were, again, you missed two payments, and we're going to keep it simplistic because we just want you to get an idea of what's happening. You missed two payments, so that's 2 grand plus their fees, right? Their attorney fees and whatever fees they're going to incur is 17 grand. Let's call it 20 grand for argument's sake. So they want 20 grand. They put the house up for auction with a 20 grand minimum. And the majority of the guys who are circling the waters, the sharks, these people smell blood. Why? Why do they smell blood? Because they're about to buy a home that's now worth 200 grand. And if it takes a couple more years and your house goes up another 30, 40 grand, maybe 50 grand, you're now looking at a 250 grand house that they could potentially get